Now, one of the other interesting stats on here is the A770 has an 8/16.
It does. That is super interesting.
Yeah.
So the way to think about it is there are chips and boards, and the board specs can be different from the chip specs. So A770 is really mostly an 8 GB SKU, but AICs and Intel are going to differentiate. We're going to do more crazy things like add RGB and add, more memory. So this might be the first time that you're going to see partners and Intel adding more memory as a way to differentiate. So that's why we're saying 8/16. The SKU supports both, and you're going to see some AICs doing some memory configurations and others. What's really interesting about this for me is that Intel is doing our own board. So I don't know if you want to talk about that.
I do, right? And I'm sure some people have heard us reference IBC, right? Which is a term that doesn't mean anything to anybody else other than inside.
Even the guys in here didn't know what we're talking about.
So what does it actually mean?
IBC stands for Intel branded card. And with an IBC, what we're talking about is Intel, since we're new to this market, we want to make sure that we're putting our best foot forward. And effectively, we have partnered with some companies. We're building these cards in Malaysia directly. Intel is buying the components. We're building the board. We design the board. We're building the cooler. All of it's coming together as if we were building this card ourselves, which is what we're doing. We're shipping it internationally. It's going to be available on launch day at e-tail and retail. So we're not just building chips, Ryan. No, not just chips. We're doing the whole enchilada.
So we will have Intel branded cards, otherwise known as the Intel Arc Limited Edition cards, right? That'll be A770 and A750. They're based on the GPUs that we were just talking about. Our A750 kind of follows the specs pretty straight down the line. The EU count, the XE core count, the memory capacity, 225 watt TDP. A770 is a little bit more than what the base level.
We did add the 16 GB option, so we did that for our board. I'm kind of proud of that. We're also going to do a whole bunch of LEDs, so this is fully controllable and it's got really cool looking stuff. Maybe we can do a video later of that. But the LED stuff on the 770, I got to say, it looks really cool and it's got a controller. But again, think of it as there's going to be a whole bunch of different SKUs in the 770 class. AICs are going to do some funky things. We're going to do some funky things. It's how the market works.
Very cool. So I hope that clears up some of that. And if not, hey, send us some more questions and we'll come back and do this again.
We are proud to announce our latest AMD RDNA 2 GPU chip, the Radeon RX 6700 XT. Designed specifically to accelerate your gaming experience at 1440p resolution and of course at max settings. Over 95% of gamers in the world play on displays that have 1440p resolution or below. And not surprisingly, the 1440p resolution is the fastest growing monitor segment that gamers are upgrading to, with a 44% growth in sales year over year. Which is why we built the RX 6700 XT to perform extremely well at this resolution. Perhaps more exciting is that gamers are catching on to the importance of having a high refresh rate capable monitor, so that your GPU and monitor can take advantage of every fast frame in highly competitive games. The industry experienced over 98% display shipment growth of 1440p, greater than 100 Hz refresh rate monitors year over year, which is exactly why we built the RX 6700 XT. Thermals and sound matter, so we've invested heavily in every exquisite detail for maximum results. The RX 6700 XT thermals are built to handle large workloads, cooling your GPU while providing horsepower when you need it, and is also whisper quiet when you don't. Each RX 6700 XT made by AMD features a custom dual axial fan design meant to deliver up to 50% less perceived noise versus previous blower designs. These cards feature the same 0 RPM fan mode as the other RX 6000 series cards to ensure the best operations in low usage modes. Underneath the cover, we've optimized the design around 3 heat pipes with fins held securely in place with a single die-cast aluminum frame. The cards feature 11 phases for high efficiency, high performance at very high clock speeds. To further ensure high performance, each card features 2 layers of 2-ounce copper within each 10-layer PCB. We use a high-performing, reliable, phase-change thermal interface material for effective heat dissipation and heat flow into the heat pipes. These boards feature 12 GB of high-performance GDDR6, support the latest PCIe 4.0 motherboards, and standard edge-based power connectors. Last but not least, the RX 6700 XT supports DisplayPort 1.4 and HDMI 2.1 for the latest high refresh rate displays in the market.
One of our most popular GPUs is the 70 series. 970, 1070, 2070 were all hugely popular. You're going to love the new RTX 3070. Faster than the 2080 Ti, the Turing enthusiast GPU priced at $1,200. Ladies and gentlemen, the new GeForce RTX 3070. Let me show it to you. It's a work of art. 20 shader teraflops, 40 RT teraflops, and 163 teraflops Tensor Core for AI processing. With 8 GB of G6, RTX 3070 is faster than the $1,200 RTX 2080 Ti, starting at $499, available in October.
And that's not all. The RTX 3070 quickly became our most popular Ampere GPU. Now we're adding a Ti to this class of GeForce, with more cores and super fast G6X memory. Today we're announcing the all-new RTX 3070 Ti. It's 1.5 times faster than a 2070 Super, and availability will begin on June 10th, starting at $599. The GeForce RTX 4090 and RTX 4080 launched last fall, delivering our biggest leap ever in performance and power efficiency. The RTX 40 series extended our leadership in graphics, including ray tracing, AI-powered DLSS, and reflex for low-latency competitive gaming. Today, I am excited to announce our next GPU in the family, the GeForce RTX 4070 Ti. The RTX 4070 Ti delivers up to 3 times the performance of our previous flagship GPU, the 3090 Ti. It will max out your 1440p gaming monitor, delivering over 120 frames per second on modern games like A Plague Tale Requiem, Warhammer 40k Darktide, F1 2022, and Spider-Man Miles Morales. With the power of DLSS 3, the 4070 Ti delivers 1.8x performance across a range of titles, while consuming almost half the power. The RTX 4070 Ti is packed with 40 teraflops of Ada shader cores, 93 teraflops of 3rd generation RT cores, and 641 teraflops of 4th generation Tensor cores. It features dual AV1 encoders to double the performance of video export. The RTX 4070 Ti will be available on January 5th with a starting price of $799.